Hi, welcome to our YouTube channel, Sex, Dating, Purity, and Addiction. I'm always excited to bring you values and share scriptures that can help you live pure in a messed up society. My name is Abibo Berepele. I'm an addiction recovery therapist. I am a child psychologist. I'm a parent and teen coach. I'm a child sexual purity advocate and also help young people to live pure in a messed up society. I am the author of several books for preteens, teenagers, and parents. I also have an academy called the Purity Academy, where we teach young people and people struggling with addictions to live pure in a messed up society. Welcome again to our series on sex. Don't forget to click, like, subscribe, and share these videos. If you've not watched our other videos, last week I shared about 5 ways I was able to overcome addiction of pornography. Go and watch that video. You might not be struggling in pornography, but you need that video to also help others. You can also share the link with others so that they can watch this video. Today I'll be teaching from my book, This Thing Called Sex. This Thing Called Sex. I'll be sharing about 20 lies and truths every teenager and preteen must know about sex and how to handle sexual pressure and regain purity. Yes, I know that most of us grew up in church environment or we're Christians, we're Muslim or whatever. But you know, a lot of times they told us not to have sex. It now looked like sex was a bad thing or God hated sex or sex was created by the devil. So some persons are confused about the whole issue of sex. I get a lot of young people asking me what is wrong with sex? Is sex a sin and the rest of them? I think in one of my videos I was able to handle that. But let me also say this quickly before we go into our section. Sex is not a sin. Sex is a gift from God to married couples. I often define sex as a godly romantic intercourse between a husband and his wife. So there's romantic intercourse between a husband and his wife. Anything outside of this is not sex. It's either premarital sex or sexual immorality. It's either fornication or adultery. So this is the truth. God created sex. Sex is good. Sex is pleasurable. Sex is sweet. Sex is a system that is used for reproduction. And it is under God, it is sex. Anything that is not in the will and plan of God is not sex. It's always sexual immorality. So what do our children need to know about sex and purity? How are the challenges they are facing? How do we help them come out of the mess? In this book, This Thing Called Sex, I shared a lot of values. You need to order your copies of this book for your preteens, your teenagers, your students in school. I'm just going to be reading few of the lies and truths that your children need to know about sex. Meanwhile, here are some things you need to know from the book called Sex. 75% of secondary school students have gotten into one form of sex or the other before graduation. A lot of young people are getting into kissing, oral sex, fondling, and all of those things. All right, more than 50% of children have been involved in a sexual activity before they turn 15 years old. More than 50% of teenagers or children. Sex had been wrongly defined to mean love, and many teens have accepted that definition. Sex is not love. Sex is not love, and love is not sex. Many of the children who had sex before marriage never wanted to have it, but they wanted to be loved and never wanted to lose the person they loved. So they gave in their body thinking they were having love, because people define sex as love. Many of the children who got into premarital sex thought they were enjoying themselves, only to realize they were enslaving themselves. So premarital sex is not sex, and you cannot be enjoying yourself living against the will of God. The media, peers, and society does not teach the truth about sex. Pornography cannot teach the truth about sex. Our movies cannot teach the truth about sex. The music videos cannot teach the truth about sex. The society cannot teach the truth about sex because they don't know sex. All they know is sexual immorality, premarital sex, and all of such mess. They don't know the truth about sex. So part of what I'm sharing with you in this series is going to be 2 or 3 series, all right, depending on how we can handle it. I'm going to be teaching you the truth and the lies you need to know and how to deal with them. Please don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel, click like, and also share this video so that others can also watch it. So let's start. What's the first lie they tell our children about sex? They say sex is a means of self-expression. Sex is a means of self-expression. But here's the truth I wrote in the book. Sex is not a means for you to be able to express yourself or to prove that you are a boy or girl. You are a boy and you are a girl no matter what. Being a responsible boy or a responsible girl is not about having sex. It's about taking responsibility and saying no to anything that is not in the will of God. If you can't express yourself without having sex, you are acting foolish and your destiny will soon be aborted. All right, so they need to know that sex is not a means of expression. It is not sex that makes them big boys or big girls. The second lie they tell them is, if you don't have sex, you'll be psychologically and emotionally unstable. Yes, we're told some of these lies. Oh man, look, you need to have sex so that your hormones, you can be psychologically, emotionally stable. That's a big fat lie. There are many young people who are actually involved in premarital sex, yet they are psychologically and emotionally unstable. So sex does not make you stable. If sex can make you stable, prostitutes would have been the most stable people on earth. I say that again. If sex can make you stable, or if premarital sex or sexual immorality can make you stable, prostitutes would have been the most stable people on earth. The funny part is there are even couples that also have sex but still are not emotionally stable. So sex is not the cure for emotional stability, all right? Premarital sex can never make you a stable young adult. Ask your parents and teachers about it, and they will tell you the truth about it. Let me look at the fifth lie. There are many lies, but I'm just keeping some of them. It says boys who are sexually inactive will experience stomach pain due to accumulation of sperm. That's a big fat lie. In African palace, they call it, in Nigerian palace, they call it konji. Konji gohoyu. They say it's an accumulation of sperm. And I said, there is nobody that have died because the person accumulated sperm. Not even one person I've seen. All right, so it is not the feeling of sperm in your body that makes you have konji. There's nothing called konji. It will not kill you. Abstinence from sex can never be a cause of any health problem. Rather, sexual involvement brings about health complications. It leads to things like STD, unwanted pregnancy, abortion, loss of money, fear of the unknown, etc. Shame, list all of these things. It is better to abstain from sex and have peace than to be sexually involved and live a life of fear, sorrow, and regret. It's better to abstain from sex and have peace than to get involved and live a life of shame, sorrow, and regret. I am using the word sex here based on what I want to share. But remember, it is only husband and wife that can have sex. No other person can have sex except a husband and his wife. If it's not a husband and wife, it's not sex. It's either sexual immorality or premarital sex or fornication or adultery. I'm sure that is established. Let's look at lie number 8. Sex is the best way to get someone to love you more. Sex is the best way to get someone to love you more. If you really love me, then let's have sex. That's what they say. But let me share this truth with you. You can't use sex to get a responsible and godly person. You can't use sex to get a responsible and godly person. Responsible and godly people don't have sex before marriage. They always wait till the right time. Where is the right place? When is the right time? In marriage and with your spouse. You only use it to get and keep a luster and an ungodly person. In fact, the problem is this. Many people want to keep people by giving them sex, but they only lose the people by giving them sex. I can tell you, a lot of girls want to keep guys. Guys say, oh, if you don't have sex with me, it doesn't show you love me. If you really love me, let's have sex. And after they finish fornicating or having premarital sex, the guy jumps up to another person and finds, complaints about the girl, say you're not good enough on bed, you're not nice, but he had been sleeping with her. She had been giving him her body, and she has heartbreak because she does not know the truth. All right. If you stay pure, you will be respected and you will attract a godly person who will respect and honor your decisions to love without sex till after marriage. Now, am I condemning those who had sex before marriage? No, I am helping you. If you've had sex before marriage before, or you've had sex, you can come out of it and say, I want to live pure. Yes, you're no longer a virgin, but you can still stay pure. God looks for both virgins and those that wants to stay pure, and he helps you stay pure in a messed up world, all right? There are many couples who don't love themselves after many years of sex. Why didn't sex make them to remain in love? There are people that have gotten divorced because, they've had sex. Why didn't sex make them love? So sex is not love, and love is not sex. Sex is a part of expression of love only in marriage. is a part of expression of love. It is not love itself. It's a part of expression of love only in marriage. There are basically 20 lies and 20 truths. You can get the copies of this book. If you want the ebooks, just type ebooks in the comment section. Please click on the comment section and share some values you got from this. We can reach out to you and we can give you more value. Don't forget, click this video, share this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, ask others to subscribe, and let's enjoy. You can reach me also for feedback as we work together to help each other to raise a godly, pure generation. I love you. Ciao, ciao.